I am one assignment short of finishing this Google Cloud Fundamentals Core Infrastructures course, and this is actually part of the Preparing for Google Cloud certification, Cloud Security Engineer. These are 7 courses, 7, that are in this specialization by Coursera. And if you're actually taking these courses, so at the moment that I'm doing them, at the moment of publishing this video, you can get 50% off of the first month. I actually took advantage of this fact. I don't have a link. I'm not affiliated with them, so I'm not selling you anything. Now, as I said, I'm one assignment or one lab off finishing this course. And I'm gonna actually do it and finish it today. I wanna actually look into it because I think this is really useful for someone who wants to future-proof their career, because it actually, as you can see in my notes here, if we look over here, the Google network is 40% of the global traffic. Now, this actually means that Google is really important. It might not be as powerful as Azure in terms of features, but I think in terms of coverage is greater or bigger. So, not Azure, AWS. So we have 3 big players when it comes to cloud computing. We have Azure, we have AWS, and we have GCP. And like I said, if you're actually going to learn about the Google Cloud infrastructure, you're going to be able to cover many fields. First off, as I'm doing here, I'm preparing for the cloud security engineer, but you could also get into machine learning. You could also get into networking. So this actually since I think the future belongs to the cloud, not only the future, but also the present, I think this is a good way to future-proof yourself. Now, I'm taking this Cloud Security Engineer certification because I want to actually focus on Google in my cybersecurity research, on Google Assets, because it's a very big program and it has a lot of assets. Now, let's actually look into, so the reason that I'm doing this video is to actually look into what the Google Cloud Fundamental Core Infrastructure covers. So we have, and I'm actually going to go through the curriculum over here. Curriculum. This is the only assignment that it's left, the only lab it's left, getting started with BigQuery. We can look into my grades as well. They are not perfect, especially this last one, but I've got decent grades. Right, so first off is an introduction to the Google Cloud Platform, and I believe there have been multiple versions of this. And this one is, it actually explains what's new in this new version. Then it talks about the Google Cloud Platform fundamentals, it talks about cloud computing, talks about the motto of Google that every company is a data company. We also have a lot of quizzes all throughout the course. Now here it talks about the Google network. As you can see in my notes here, it's very large. It talks about regions and zones, environmental responsibility, open APIs, more about regions and zones, budgets and billing, which is really important if you're on a budget, as I am. Then getting started with the Google Cloud Platform. In all of the modules, we have a module introduction, and here we better understand the Google Platform hierarchy, resource hierarchy. And probably one of the most important aspects of the infrastructure is the IAM, Identity and Access Management. And if you've been working on Azure, on AWS, you probably are familiar with IAM. Now, interacting with the cloud platform, cloud marketplace, this is really important, insightful. And then we have a demonstration. So what I like about these labs, the labs are provided by Quick Labs, which is a Google acquisition. We have a demonstration of the lab, and then we are required to do the labs ourselves. So it actually holds your hand throughout the lab. They are, I don't know, it's it would be hard to fail these labs, I would say, and the quizzes, because it's everything in front of you. Virtual machines in the cloud. So after IAM, I think the VM instances, the VM instances of the infrastructure is really important, because they are a core feature of the cloud, and underlying them is the virtual private cloud network. Then we have the compute engine, and more labs, storage in the cloud. So if you've been doing AWS, you know about S3 buckets. In this case, we have GCP buckets. Talks about cloud storage and multiple ways of storing data in the cloud, not only via GCP buckets, but through cloud big table, cloud spanner, depending on the type of work that you're doing, and depending on the resources, and also depending on the amount of time you want your resources to be stored on the cloud. You have multiple options like Cloud SQL, Cloud Spanner, Cloud Data Store, and of course you have a great comparison of cloud options. Now let me see over here in my notes if I have something when it comes to cloud storage. Comparing storage options, doing some more space here. This is really important. Now, one thing that I didn't mention is that all of these courses from the Google Cloud Security Engineer are actually preparing you for the certification. So after I finish all these 7 courses, I can schedule my Cloud Security Engineer exam, Google Cloud Security Engineer exam. So, and that's actually an additional cost to what I'm doing here. That's probably gonna be around $200. And these, so for the first month of the Google Cloud Network Engineer, all these 7 courses, I've actually paid $20. But the following months, as I'm gonna take these courses, I will not benefit of the first month discount, and I'm probably gonna pay somewhere around $50 a month. So you should know this before you start. Now then we talk about containers. They talk about containers, Kubernetes, and Kubernetes engine. This is really important. This Kubernetes in of itself is a skill. If you know Kubernetes, you have a lot of job opportunities. More labs, App Engine. This is when you want to scale fast, you want to deploy an application fast, and you don't want to consider the underlying, you don't want to handle the hurdles of building the underlying architecture, because Google mostly takes care of this for you. So with App Engine, you just are on a fast pace to deploying your application. You have the standard environment and the flexible environment. Then you talk about Apigee when it comes to Apigee is another Google acquisition, and it helps you actually monetize APIs, really important. Then talk about development in the cloud, deployment infrastructure as code, and you're actually learning how to deploy via YAML configuration files, deploy stuff very fast via configuration files. Of course, another very big aspect is regards monitoring, and in this case, Google offers a lot of monitoring, logging, debugging via their Stackdriver infrastructure. I think Stackdriver is another acquisition of Google, so they have a lot of acquisition when it comes to their they've been smart when they've expanded, and they keep expanding their cloud infrastructure, so to speak. Then you have the big data platform and the machine learning platform, and of course we all know about TensorFlow. They talk quite a few about the TensorFlow. This is where I have this is my my due assignment. So, and then we have the final videos and the next steps they actually recommend you take depending on what you want to become. if you want to become a Google Cloud Security engineer like myself, they suggest different track. If you want to become a network engineer, if you want to become a machine learning engineer, they suggest different tracks, of course, via Coursera. I think Coursera, not really sure if they belong to Alphabet, but anyways, what I want to say is that I started this, so I've done this entire work in about 2 weeks, between 2 and 3 weeks. So this course, with sort of like 1 hour of study per day. So yeah, I highly recommend if you wanna better understand the Google Cloud infrastructure, depending on your purpose. But like I said, I think it's a very good way to actually future-proof your career when it comes to this world where a lot of jobs are actually being taken over by different algorithms, by automation, but still automation brings more jobs to the table, as I think. And then I'm really excited for the next course to get into networking in Google Cloud, defining and implementing networks. I think this is going to be very specific for me when it comes to security. So maybe after finishing the second course I'm going to do, depending on how well this video is received, I may be doing another review of that course as well.